So good day everyone. For today's video, we will discuss about the history of 15 barangays out of 72 in Lipa City, Batangas. So the first barangay that we have is the Barangay Duhatan. In the 1950s, Duhatan was known as Sitio Pastulan, located in Barangay Pinagtungkulan. So noong 1950s is mas kinilala ang Barangay Duhatan as Sitio Pastulan. So it was named Duhatan for abundantly having Duhatan trees in the area. So when we say Duhatan or Duhatan trees, it is a fruit that is one-seeded, oval, dark purple to black and fruit with a sweet, strange taste. So, dito kinuha yung pangalang Duhatan sa isang prutas dahil dun sila abundant. So, yun. So, when missionaries came in 1956, Sitio Pastulan was officially named as Barangay Duhatan. So, nung dumating daw ang mga misyonaryo dito sa Lipa, noong 1956 is mas kinilala na ang Sitio Pastulan as Barangay Duhatan. So, after the retreat of the missionaries on March 16, 1956, they agreed to celebrate the feast of their patron, Saint Joseph. So, here, nung nandito pa ang mga misyonaryo noong March 16, 1956, is dito nila sineselebrate ang santo na si Saint Joseph. Diba? Si Saint Joseph naman is ang asawa ni Mama Mary. Then, siya din ang ama ng ating Jesus Christ. So now, let's move on to our next barangay, which is Barangay Fernando. In the early years, it was called Lipa City Army Base. So, noong panahon daw is mas kinilala ang Fernando as Lipa City Army Base. It paved a way to the establishment of then hukbong sandatahan ng mga Hapon. So, in 1942, during the World War II, through the sacrifices of the fallen American and Filipino soldiers. So, noong nagkaroon ng World War II, ang Lipa City Army Base ay naging hukbong sandatahan ng mga Hapon. Parang ito yung naging base ng mga Hapon nung nagkaroon ng isang war. So, by continuing, after the war on May 2, 1948, the base was turned over to Hukbong Panghimpapawid ng Pilipinas and was officially named after one of the very first soldier, Lieutenant Col Basilio Fernando, in memory of his patriotism during the World War II. So here, di ba, dati siyang tinatawag na hukbong sandatahan ng mga Hapon. So nung May 2, 1948, nag-transform siya as Hukbong Panghimpapawid ng Pilipinas, o mas kilala natin ngayon bilang Air Base. So, ito ay pinangalan sa pinakaunang soldier na si Lieutenant Col Basilio Fernando para sa kanyang mga alaala. So now, let's move on to our third barangay, which is Barangay Halang. In Barangay Halang, there is a sitio called Tagbakin. The word Tagbakin was derived from the word Tagbak, a word used to describe an exceptional plant that grows in that barangay. So, this Tagbakin is derived from the word Tagbak po, diba? So, ang Tagbak ay isang plant na nag-grows lamang siya in this barangay. So, itong Tagbakin is under na siya ngayon ng mataas na kahoy. So, in 1955, Tagbak was converted to Tagbakin. It was said that Tagbakin is the first settlement of the first Filipinos before the first Taal eruption. So, itong Tagbakin ay ito yung pinakaunang settlement ng mga Lipeños o unang Lipeños bago pa pumutok ang Bulkang Taal. So, when the volcano erupted, the old barangay with its chapel and community submerged. Its water have always steamed with the famous fish species like tawilis. So, here in Tagbakin, dahil ang Tagbakin nga is malapit siya sa lawa or Taal Lake, ang mga hanap buhay ng mga taong nakatira sa gilid nito is ang pangingisda. So, ang famous na isda or kilalang isda doon is ang tawilis. Much loved by the natives and even visitors today. Halang now is developed as one of the tourist spot in the city. So itong Halang, or ngayon ay Tagbakin din, is naging one of the tourist spot siya here in Lipa City. So now, let's move on to our next barangay, which is Barangay Inusluban. According to the elders, the name of this barangay came from a tragedy that happened one of the natives or a woman named Ennis. So it was one night when a robbery took place in his house. So, ang sigaw ng mga tao doon is si Ennis, nilooban. Yon. Kaya yung name na Inusluban or yung term na Inusluban ay nakuha sa isang tragedy po. Kasi may isang babae na ang nagngangalang Ennis. So, isang gabi si Ennis nilooban. So, doon na sumigaw ang mga tao na si Ennis nilooban. So that the phrase later become Inusluban, thus the birth of the name of its barangay. So now Inusluban caters the first semiconductor industry in Lipa, PKI, or the Pilipinas Kyoritsu Inc. So now let's move on to our next barangay, which is Barangay Kayumangi. Barangay Kayumangi was a sitio within Amalagundong. It was formerly known as Magugo, a place where countless gugo plants can be found. So dati hindi naman originally na Kayumangi ang name ng barangay na to. Ito ay nagsimula as Magugo. Ang Magugo is derived from the word gugo. The gugo is a plant or isang halaman na abundant ang isang lugar na ito. So gugo, which is very popular for its hair care, benefits become the primary livelihood of the people. Planting and selling gugo shampoo was their main source of income. Another reason why they called this sitio Magugo. So itong sitio Magugo or yung gugo plants ay ito yung naging hanap buhay ng mga resident dito. So dito dahil sa gugo plants na ginagawa nilang shampoo, doon sila kumikita ng pera. So now let's tackle our next barangay, which is Barangay Labak. Barrio Labak was supposed to have been settled in 763 by a group of 8 families, originally from the barrio called Bagong Puo. So here naman is may 8 pamilya. So itong 8 pamilyang ito is galing sila sa Bagong Puo. Ang Bagong Puo ngayon is malapit na siya sa Mataas na Kahoy. So dito ang nangyari is yung 8 pamilya is nag-migrant or lumipat sila ng titirhan. So the families cleared the forest area by Kaingin. So dito, ang nalipatan nilang lugar is Magubat. So para malinis or mawala yung mga puno doon is nagawa sila ng process like kaingin. Ang kaingin po ay isang pagpuputol ng mga puno. Continuing about cultivating the land to earn their living. During the coffee boom years of the 18th century, 2 coffee merchants were supposed to have arrived and told that the inhabitants of the barrio that coffee plants would thrive in their land. So here naman is nagkaroon sila ng hanap buhay. At ang hanap buhay na yon is sa pagtatanim ng mga coffee plants. So the merchants described the land in the barrio as lobak, meaning lowlands. So ang labak is nanggaling as or it derives from the word lobak, nang ibig sabihin ay lowlands. Ibig sabihin ng lowlands is mababang lupa. So according to folklore, those who hear the name would propose that lobak be the official name of the barrio, something that over time would become labak. So dito, dahil palagi nilang nababanggit na yung word na lobak, is nag-decide sila na ito na yung ipangalan sa baryo na yon. So ang lobak later on ay naging labak. Kaya doon nanggaling ang word na Barangay Labak. So now let's tackle our next barangay, which is Barangay Latag. The name Latag was said to have been taken from its topography, or patag or plain. So when we say topography, it is the arrangement of the natural or artificial features of an area. So when we say topography, it means kung patag man yan, kung pabundok man, or yung pababa, yung itsura ng isang lupa. So in latag, ang itsura ng lupa dun is patag or yung plain. So, and then form from the habitual activity of the lady residents washing clothes in the Pamintahan River. So, yung mga kababaihan dito is may habitual activity sila na paglalaba sa isang river called Pamintahan. So, they have the habit of spreading the clothes on the grass, which translate to ibilad or ilatag. So, dito, naglalaba sila sa Pamintahan River. After nilang maglaba is, the way nila ibilad yun is parang kinakalat lang nila sa isang grass. So, it become terms na ibilad or ilatag. So, hence the name latag came into being. Doon nagmula ang salitang latag. So, it was the best place for ranch in the early days, but because of the good weather and land, it was transformed into a socio-economic housing. So, when we say socio-economic housing, di ba, dito sila nagkakaroon ng hanap buhay kasi nga, maganda yung weather plus maganda pa yung kalupaan doon. So now, let's move on to our next barangay, which is Barangay Ludlod. Gulod-Gulod was the first monikers for this barangay due to its upland or highly topography. When we say monikers, it means nickname. Parang ginawa lang nilang nickname ang Gulod-Gulod sa isang lugar na yon. So because of its upland or highly topography. When we say highly or upland is mataas na lupa or yung kayang pabundok na lupa ang kanila. So, as time passed by, the term evolved and the barangay was called as Ludlod noong 1865. So, noong 1865, napalitan ang gulod-gulod na monikers as Ludlod. Sabi nila, as you walk through the board street or yung sa mga eskinita or sa kanilang mga kalsada or purok, you will observe that the topography scale of the street are higher than the housing area. Ibig sabihin, mapapansin mo daw yung mataas na topografiya ng lugar na yon. O ibig sabihin, yung lupa nila is mataas talaga. So now, let's move on to our next barangay, which is Barangay Lumbang. The name of the barangay was taken from lumbang, a tree with big trunk that served as shade and at times hiding place for Lipeño guerrillas during the Japanese regime. So dito, nung time na to, sinasakop tayo ng mga Hapon. So nung nasakop tayo ng mga Hapon, ang naging taguan ng mga Lipeño ay isang puno na kilala bilang lumbang. Dahil nga ang lumbang ay may malaking katawan or pwede talagang pagtaguan. So later, in 1990, a peace tower was built to commemorate the Philippine-Japanese peace agreement. So dito nagkaroon or nagpatayo sila ng isang tower para magkaroon dito ng isang meeting para magkaroon ng isang peace agreement between the Philippine and the Japanese. So it is nangyari to noong 1990. Also, in the early days, migrants coming from Balete settled in Lumbang. Why? Because during the aftermath of the first Taal volcanic eruption, so nung nagkaroon ng first volcanic eruption ng Taal is yung mga nakatira sa Balete is dito nagsettled muna sa Lumbang as their temporary place po. Okay, let's tackle naman our next barangay, which is Barangay Mabini. The barangay was formerly known as Masihit because there were a lot of trees with small branches called Siit. So dito, ang barangay nito is mas kilala dati bilang Masiit. Dahil ang masiit ay abundant sa mga puno na maliliit yung sanga na tinatawag ding siit. Most of the residents were engaged in reselling of unan or pillow and kulambo or mosquito net. So dito, ang naging hanap buhay ng mga resident or ng mga tao sa lugar nito is ang pagtitinda nila ng unan at paggagawa ng kulambo. So the place was later named as Mabini. Bakit kaya tinawag na Mabini? Because with barangays Plaridel and Rizal, when residents of said barangays aim for positive meaning for their community's name. So, dito kasi, ang gusto ng mga tao sa barangay nito is magkaroon sila ng, or ang barangay nila is magkaroon ng positibong pangalan. So, dito, nila nakuha ang salitang Mabini, kaya ito ay tinawag na Barangay Mabini. So, the next barangay that we have is Barangay Malagunlong. As history would have it, Malagunlong evolved from the word Madagundong. So, ang Malagunlong daw is nag-evolve as Madagundong. The first settlers believe in an old tale about a traveler who was passing by a river going to Barangay Kayumanggi. So dito, nagkaroon sila ng isang folk tales na meron daw isang traveler na gustong pumunta sa Barangay Kayumanggi. So, the story revealed that this traveler heard a loud gushing noise sounding like rolling thunder or madagundong coming from the river. So, habang nagta-travel or habang papunta siya sa Barangay Kayumanggi, is sa isang river, is nakarinig siya ng isang malakas na sounds or tunog. So, parang ang tunog nito as parang thunder. So, tinawag itong Madagundong because of this loud sound. So, itong Madagundong is later on naging pangalan ng isang barangay called Barangay Malagunlong. So, now our next barangay was Barangay Malitlit. From the recent accounts, Barangay Malitlit came into being in the 1970s. So, nakilala ang Barangay Malitlit noong 1970s. Malitlit is known as with its good climate and hill slope location. So, here, nakilala ang Malitlit sa magandang climate change dito. So, nakilala din ito sa kanyang kakaibang topografiya which is hill slope location. So, the word Malitlit came from a sheepland in the area called Litlit. So, ang Malitlit na word is nag-derive siya sa word na Litlit which means it is a plant that this barangay is abundant. So, next, our barangay is Barangay Marawoy. So, this barangay was named after the word Basang Kahoy or Mala Awoy, a term used to describe a firewood that is not fully dried to serve its purpose. So, ang Marawoy, it comes from the word Basang Kahoy po or Malaawoy. Ang Malaawoy is yung basang kahoy. Dito yung purpose ng kahoy na to is hindi siya nagagamit because basa nga. So, it is now the center of commerce and trade in where the present City Hall is seated. So, dito sa barangay na to, is dito, nakatayo ang ating City Hall. So, by continuing, national government agencies are also established in the same barangay. So, dito sa Barangay Marawoy doon, is dito nakatayo ang iba't ibang agencies ng ating lipa. So, now, let's move on to our second to the last barangay, which is Barangay Mataas na Lupa. So, Barangay Mataas na Lupa was termed as such because of its topography, which is hilly. Due to its name coming from Mataas na Lupa, you can see the top view of the cathedral. Yung cathedral ay simbahan yon sa Lipa. So, because of its hilly or yung mataas na lupa is nakikita mo yung top ng cathedral. So practically, it is the uptown part, west of the city of Lipa, that firmly includes the area of San Carlos. Sa mataas na lupa is dito na-include din ang Barangay San Carlos. So it is also where the exclusive all-boys School de La Salle, Lipa was established. Dito rin matatagpuan ang all-boys na school, which is the De La Salle, Lipa. So now, yung La Salle Lipa is not about all-boys na. So pinapapasok nila din ang girls. So, yun. Bahala. So now, let's move on to our last barangay, which is Barangay Muntingpulo. Muntingpulo refers to a small forest or wood termed as a small island. It is surrounded by water. So this is manifested by bridge or tulay surrounding Muntingpulo going to Sabang, Tangob, San Jose, and Dagatan. In 1932, it was separated from San Isidro. So, ang Muntingpulo kasi and San Isidro is magkalapit silang barangay. So, dito, kinonsidered nila or nag-decide sila na separate ang dalawang barangay na to. So, people in the barrio engaged themselves in metal crafting and amulet charms or anting-anting. So, ang barangay Muntingpulo as kilala sa kanilang product na anting-anting or yung iba is mga amulet charms and metal crafting. So that's it. I hope you learned a lot on the history of 15 barangays out of 72 here in Lipa City, Batangas. I hope you like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell to notify you if I continue this discussion. Annyeong!